Hey, this is Brother Jeff with eLearning Brothers, and I'm going to walk you through how to use the new Golf Challenge storyline game from the template library. Now, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and download it and double-click on the file that gets downloaded, and that will install it inside of your storyline templates, and from there you can insert it inside of your course. Well, I'm going to show you first of all how this golf game works, and then I'll go in and show you how to build it inside of Storyline. So you can see the first thing that we see here is the logo. All we have to do here is hit continue. And then we have some optional instructions. If you wanted to just skip to the next, to question 1, you could do that as well. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And it takes me to the first question. I have my questions 1 out of 20, what number of question I'm at, and then also the score up on top. And then it shows my question. You can put some images here if you have a short question, or you can have a longer question as well. And then I have 4 possible choices. Now, if I choose one of the incorrect choices, you'll notice that the golf ball gets somewhere besides the actual the hole. And if I continue, I'm now going on to question 2. Question 2 has a new course for me, and if I get the answer correct, it will automatically go into the or automatically get to the hole, and you get the points for that. So from here, I just go ahead and hit continue and go throughout the questions, and that's pretty much it. You see different courses, different the golf ball goes to different holes as well, and that's how the learner goes through and they review the questions and the answers. So once we have downloaded the golf game, it becomes part of your drop-down box, your different templates that you can choose from, and you can go ahead and select the golf game from the drop-down box and then import it inside of your course. This will place it inside of your course, wherever you may be at in your course. And then all you have to do is go through and fill out the questions here. So let's walk you through that. Over on the left-hand side, like all of the eLearning Brother games, is the instructions that let you know how to get started with the game, and talks about a couple different variables that you can change inside of here as well. Now, you change the variables by accessing the storyline variables over on the right-hand side by clicking on the X button. And this will pop open with the storyline variables. And right now there's 2 different variables that you can choose from in this, or you can modify inside of this game. And that first one is golf, add points per right question. So that's how many questions are going to be added per getting it right, basically. And right now the default is 10. You can change that to whatever you want. So you just go ahead and just select it and then either go up or down however many points you want them to get every time they get a correct question. The next one is golf number of questions. Right now the default is 20, and that's also the maximum number of questions that you can have within this game. You can go down, but you can't go farther than that. And so if you're only going to ask 10 of those questions, just select the number and then type in 10. Now, any of the other variables that start with the letter Z, we recommend that you do not modify those. Those ones are necessary for the game to actually work. Unless you wanted to tweak how it functions and everything, you can do that at that point. But if you don't want to tweak how it functions, then I would just leave those alone at this point. And that's basically it for the variables. And so the introduction page, there's not really much more else to change there. So I'm going to go ahead and come to the instructions page by selecting in the layer. Now, just like all of the other storyline interactions, you always work your way from the bottom up. So now you can go ahead and change out the instructions here. The instruction header, instruction text, you can insert images, whatever you want to there. And then you come to question 1. Now, question 1, you can see the question text here, and then you can see the question itself and then the possible answers. Now, if you wanted to change the answers, just go ahead and select the text, and that's pretty much all that you have to do. If you wanted to change which one of these answers is correct, then you do that by coming over to the triggers on the right-hand side. By selecting the triggers on the right-hand side, you'll notice that the first trigger is show layer. Now, right now, question 1 is set to be show layer question 1 incorrect, and question 2, or option 2, is set to do question 1 correct. If I wanted to flip those, so option 1 is correct and option 2 is incorrect, then all I have to do is select the drop-down box here and go ahead and change this from question 1 correct to question 1 incorrect. And then do the same thing with question 1, change it from incorrect to correct. And now whatever I type here is going to be the correct response, and whatever I type here is going to be one of the incorrect or distractors. At this point, I can come to the question 1 correct and change out the question or the correct header as well as the correct text. Now here is actually where the ball is going to land. So you'll notice it's locked, but if I unlock it, if I don't want the ball to land in a certain or right there, I can actually change it over to the right hand side. But this depends on the map. So in this case, we want it to go into the hole, and so I don't want the ball to disappear or to go anywhere else but the hole. So in the correct correct ones, you probably just want to leave the ball where it's at, but the incorrect ones, you can change that to wherever you want. And then from here, I just go on to the next questions, changing out the different questions and the possible answers. And at this point, once I'm done, I just go ahead or if I, let's say, for example, only asking 10 questions, then I really only need to go ahead and go up to 10 questions. Now, at the very top layer is our results layer. This is where the final results will display for the learner, and you can change out the text, the option text or the congratulations text, as well as the header. And then you can see that this is where the quiz results are actually going to display, and then the option to play it again. If you don't want the option to play again, then you can go ahead and just move it off the stage, and that way the learner won't have the option to play it again at that point. But that's it for the golf game. If you go through it, fill out all the questions and the text, then you can insert this inside of your course along with other slides inside of your course or other games. And that's how you get started with the Golf Storyline Challenge game.